This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Staking claims Nova Scotia has become a new frontier for white hydrogen, but not everyone is happy about it.
Delays and division. Actor Elliot Page is frustrated his $25,000 donation still has not resulted in a community well for Shelburne.
And hurry hard, the Grand Slam of curling is coming to Sydney.
We had some showers and certainly some cooler temperatures today. We'll start off with cooler temperatures, but not wind up that way for tomorrow. I'll have all the details coming up.
Good evening. A company exploring for white hydrogen in Cumberland County is being met with community pushback.
Some people in Advocate Harbour see it as much needed economic opportunity, while others are raising concerns about safety and environmental impacts. The CBC's Luke Ettinger reports.
Under this plywood box are two holes hundreds of meters deep. They're part of hydrogen exploration in the Advocate area by Quebec Innovative Materials Corporation. The company says work on a third hole is expected to wrap up this week. It was almost 900 meters deep when journalists were given a tour of the sites on Monday.
After hole 4 and 5, we'll get a real good sense of how big the system is, how much volume the system would be able to produce, the flow as well. So you would get a real good sense of the commerciality and the scale of the system itself.
The hydrogen here is called white hydrogen and is naturally occurring underground. Unlike gray hydrogen, which is derived from natural gas that's extracted through processes like fracking. Nova Scotians have also likely heard of green hydrogen, which is produced using renewable energy to separate hydrogen atoms from oxygen in water. There's growing interest in hydrogen exploration because it does not emit carbon when burnt, and it can be used to dilute or displace fossil fuels.
The end user can really affect us in a bad way.
At a public meeting on Monday, some in the community raised concerns about the environment, the safety of producing the highly explosive substance, and disruptions to the way of life in the remote coastal community. Many feel the town hall should have happened before drilling started this winter.
Well, they recognized it. We'll see if they fix it in the future, I guess.
Others want the community to give the company a chance, like Glenda Dunham, who allowed exploration on her property.
If it's a benefit to the area, why not? I mean, this area needs money. It needs people moving through it and living in it.
Cumberland South PC MLA Tory Rushton attended the meeting where many questions were asked about possible fracking. The Houston government lifted a ban on that practice last year.
Ever since I've been elected, Luke, in 2018, even when there was different types of activity, there's always phone calls asking whether this is fracking or not. The company was very clear that this is not a fracking project. They're solely looking for hydrogen and looking how big that deposit would be underground.
Rushton admits public engagement was overdue. The company has promised another meeting within 3 months with more information on whether the hydrogen they found is actually commercially viable. Luke Ettinger, CBC News, Advocate Harbour.
A Digby man is charged with attempted murder after an assault in Yarmouth County over the weekend. Police responded to reports of a shooting on Highway 308 in Quinnen late Saturday afternoon. Officers learned there was an altercation between two men outside a residence. Police say the two men knew each other and one shot the other with a shotgun before fleeing the scene. He was caught at a nearby traffic stop and taken into custody. The 25-year-old was charged with attempted murder, assault with a weapon, uttering threats, and multiple firearms offenses. The 22-year-old victim was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Nova Scotia-born actor Elliot Page is speaking out about his frustrations over a project to bring clean water to the Black community that neighbors an old dump in Shelburne. The CBC's Elizabeth Chu spoke to Page in an exclusive interview.
It's just a frustration and anger.
Hollywood actor and activist Elliot Page is not happy about a stalled plan to help a historic Black community in southwestern Nova Scotia, featured in his 2019 documentary about generational environmental racism and access to clean water.
I want to see justice.
Nova Scotia's Page pledged $25,000 to drill a well for the community and backed that up with a promise of $5,000 a year for upkeep at the town of Shelburne's request.
We just were like, time is of essence. We can't wait. We got to get this done.
7 years later, there's still no well. And Page's donation has highlighted community division.
I'm at a loss for words. The whole thing, honestly.
As locations have been explored, $17,000 of the $25,000 that Page donated was spent testing this well. But among a growing list of stakeholders, disagreements about where the well will be, who will operate it, and who will pay to run it continue. All interview requests by CBC News were denied.
No one's negating the complexity of an issue of like supplying water for a community, that kind of thing. But it has just been truly ongoing, stalling, changes of plan, what have you.
In this leaked email, CBC News learned the municipality of Shelburne has been waiting 6 months for the town of Shelburne's cooperation on a plan. But after CBC started investigating the delayed project, the town council announced its support.
We are supportive and continuing to work with partners to explore the community well project. No decisions have been made regarding funding or operations at this time.
No one expects a well anytime soon.
This summer? No. Hopefully next summer. So and if it's not, then I give up.
This is the ongoing saga for these communities. Last to be heard, actions delayed. That's one of the definitions of environmental racism. We're seeing it here in full bloom in Shelburne.
Elizabeth Chu, CBC News, Halifax.
And time for a quick check on the weather. Here's Tina.
On the cool side today, Tina.
It really was, and that's courtesy of the cloud cover that was out there and the showers that were intermittent throughout the day. But the showers are tapering off from west to east, and some, especially the western tip of Nova Scotia, actually saw a few peaks of sunshine from time to time, and that allowed for the temperatures to sneak up into the double digits. Now, the rain is still falling, and especially for Cape Breton, we still have some more periods of rain for this evening before this all tapers off by early tomorrow morning. But it's going to be a little bit sluggish the further east you are in the mainland into Cape Breton. Our temperatures underneath the cloud cover and the showers, especially cool in the east. It's only 4 degrees in Sydney as well as Pictou through Tracadie. We've got 7 in Halifax, but some double-digit temperatures showing up in the west, again, where we saw some peaks of sunshine with the clouds starting to break away, and that will be the trend into the overnight hours. Now, that is some good news because it's going to set us up for a really nice Wednesday, but the temperatures tonight are going to cool off, and the winds going to be picking up out of the northwest. 20 gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour for the most part, but the further east you are, those winds are going to be even gustier. Gusts anywhere from 50 to perhaps up to 60 kilometers per hour by early tomorrow morning in Cape Breton. That will make the temperatures feel cool tomorrow, but a nice warm up tomorrow afternoon.
All right.
All right, stay tuned for all of it.
Tina.
Thanks so much, Tina. Nova Scotia MP Sean Fraser was in Halifax today to announce new support for Nova Scotian workers and businesses impacted by tariffs and global market shifts. The Workforce Tariff Response Fund will be delivered through provincial training programs and income supports. The assistance is targeted at export-related industries like steel, lumber, fisheries, and agriculture. The $13.8 million fund aims to help up to 1,500 workers over the next 3 years through retraining, skills development, and employment supports.
It's going to be targeting unemployed workers who are seeking to build their skills. It's going to be seeking to support workers who are currently in work-sharing agreements. It's going to not only help workers find new jobs, but train workers within existing companies who are pivoting their target operations to ensure that they have a job that is safe in the economy of tomorrow.
The fund is part of the Canada-Nova Scotia Labour Market Development Agreement, which is funded by employment insurance contributions.
Halifax is hoping to tap into new federal funding for sport across Canada. Last month, Ottawa pledged more than $750 million over 5 years to improve the national sports system. It was part of the federal government's spring economic update. Halifax Councillor Tony Mancini says municipal staff are drafting an application for the fund. He says projects like the Halifax Forum redevelopment or other rec centres might be eligible.
Well, very exciting opportunity. We have lots of projects that potentially can apply to. I know that staff are working on it right now. I mean, projects like the Forum, potentially the Wanderers grounds, but there's other assets that we need too. My understanding that it has to be shovel ready, so that would help you determine what list we go after.
The Forum is being rebuilt to include 2 new ice pads, large multi-purpose space, and parkland. Multiple councillors and the mayor have raised concerns about the price tag, which now sits at $126 million.
A dedication ceremony was held this afternoon for a Canadian Coast Guard ship that arrived in Halifax Harbour last month. CCGS Napaluk is the largest science vessel in Canada's Coast Guard fleet. It will support ocean research on Canada's Atlantic coast, as well as in the Arctic. The ship was named for a respected Inuk elder from Nunavik, who was known for protecting Inuit language and culture. His daughter was among those at the dedication ceremony on Tuesday.
I'm so happy. It's really surprised, and it's really touchy for my heart. I want to say thank you, the one who was decided, and I hope this ship will help us to know more about environment, because the environment, it's not easy to be survived, especially away up north.
Scientists aboard CCGS Napaluk will study changing ocean conditions, including the impact of climate change on fish stocks, habitats, and marine ecosystems.
Nova Scotia's provincial parks will soon start opening for the season. Most day use and camping parks will open this Friday ahead of the Victoria Day long weekend. The rest will open by June 5th. Provincial parks attract more than 1 million visitors annually, with the number of campers increasing each year. The 2026-27 provincial budget included $9.5 million for improving campsites, updating washrooms, and upgrading roads and trails. Park visitors are reminded to check daily burn restrictions. Well, tickets are selling fast, and the volunteer list is at capacity as Cape Breton gets ready to host another national curling event.
The world's best curlers will hit the ice at Centre 200 in Sydney this fall. Kyle Moore has that story.
And that's it. Canada, the Holman Empire, will rule the world. Canada is your Canadian women's curling champion.
Almost 2 years after Rachel Homan won gold at the World Women's Curling Championship, Sydney will once again host some of curling's best men and women.
You're playing against the best teams in the world. You have to be your very best in order to be successful. You get both men and women will be playing on the same draws, so you kind of get a little bit of everything.
One of Canada's best curlers, Jennifer Jones, was in Sydney on Tuesday to help promote the Grand Slam event that will feature 16 men and 16 women's teams from around the globe. Sydney is no stranger to hosting national curling events. The World Women's Curling Championship, held in 2024, is still talked about today. A special memory for Rachel Homan and her team.
They just said it was the best week of their lives, and they couldn't believe how busy it was and how loud it was, and they just felt like they were living the dream and walking on a cloud for the entire time. And she can't say enough great things about Sydney, about Cape Breton, and about that event and the experience they had.
This event is a little bit smaller scale, so it's 120 volunteers. They filled up within 2 days of us posting it, so it was pretty quick.
Travis Stone is president of the Sydney Curling Club. He says these big events have helped grow the game locally.
Our membership has almost tripled and at our club in Sydney, and curling is taking on a life of its own. It's one of the big sports here in Sydney now.
I think it was a bit of them wanting to come and we wanting them to be here.
Paul McDonald says the success of past events has already put Cape Breton on the map as a curling destination, and says they are already pleased with early ticket sales.
They're ahead of where their expectations were. I mean, I don't have an exact number, but I know we talked to the GSOC folks last week, and they're very pleased with early sales.
The week-long tournament gets underway November 17th. Kyle Moore, CBC News, Sydney.
there's the ferry in the fog. Tina's up next with the full weather forecast. See you in just a couple of minutes.
All right, after chilly, damp weather, everyone's looking forward to a little sunshine. Nice to see that in the forecast.
Yes, any glimpse of sun will be welcome, right?
It would be really nice. We just have to all hang out in Yarmouth. I think they'll be happy to have us
there
there.
you go.
Road trip.
A little road trip the next
Vote for
hour before the sun does set. We've got some sunshine there right now, but the rest of the province pretty cloudy, and we still have some scattered showers that are in the eastern mainland through to Cape Breton that are going to linger into the evening hours. But the skies will clear overnight, which is good news. But it also means the temperatures are really going to fall. We've got a northwesterly wind overnight tonight, and tomorrow morning, if you're up and about early, it's going to be chilly, and with that wind, it'll make it feel even colder than what the thermometer is reading. The thermometer is reading some cooler temperatures, especially in the eastern mainland through to Cape Breton with the cloud cover and the showers that are out there. Temperatures are ranging anywhere from, say, 3 to 5 degrees, maybe some 6s here and there. 6 in Halifax, 9 in Lunenburg, Kedzie coming in at 12, and we have 10 degrees right now along the southwestern tip of Nova Scotia into Yarmouth, where we've got some sunshine out of there right now, looking pretty good. We're clearing out, and that is the trend for tonight, to see those clouds start to basically move off towards the east. But with this cloud cover that we have out there, we do have also some scattered showers, primarily again in the eastern mainland, and even more widespread rain now pushing its way into Cape Breton. It's been a soggy Tuesday in Cape Breton, and the winds really not giving us much of a break either. They've been fairly gusty, and they'll pick up once again for tonight, but a different direction. The winds will become more northwesterly across most of the province, 20 gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour. But the winds will really pick up across Cape Breton, anywhere from 30 gusting up to 60 kilometers per hour by sunrise tomorrow, and then slowly backing off for tomorrow. The area of low pressure is moving into Newfoundland off towards the north and to the east, and we've got a ridge of high pressure just back to the west. This is going to be our Wednesday weather maker. This ridge comes in, keeps our skies fairly clear and quiet. Now again, those showers will linger through the eastern mainland into Cape Breton, and temperatures tonight are really going to drop off, with the exception of where we keep the cloud cover a little bit longer. That is the benefit of keeping the clouds. The temperatures won't drop as much, but the winds are going to pick up there. Again, out of the northwest, 20 gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour. Away from the coast, temperatures could drop close to freezing, if not near it or at it. That's in those low-lying areas or above higher terrain, but along the coast, temperatures should hold at around 4 degrees. Through the overnight hours, that's when we'll start to see those skies clearing, and tomorrow afternoon looks pretty nice. Now, with the help of the daytime heating tomorrow, we could see some scattered showers developing across Cape Breton, but most of us will stay on the clear side with those clouds possibly building into the afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine while we have it, because we've got another push of some warmer air coming our way on Thursday, which is good news. We've got some warmer temperatures in the forecast, but along this warm frontal boundary, scattered showers are going to develop. And I think for the most part, Nova Scotia should stay dry, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a sprinkle in the morning and then showers developing Thursday afternoon into Friday. It will just be showery with the heaviest rain expected to come during the day on Friday, even lingering into Saturday. For tomorrow, with the help of some sunshine, this is more like it. Temperatures getting back to where they should be for this time of year. Around 12 degrees for Sydney, into Port Hood, up towards Shetty Camp. Looking pretty good. Again, more sunshine as we go into the afternoon. Mainland Nova Scotia should see temperatures ranging anywhere from 12 to 16 degrees. That should be around at 14 for Amherst. It's looking good into the afternoon with plenty of sunshine. And Yarmouth, you've got the sunshine today. Most will see the sunshine for tomorrow. Again, it's going to be a little bit of a cool start in the morning, but things will settle out as we go into the afternoon. Now, we've got a couple of systems heading in our direction, and as we go through the next couple of days, what we'll be seeing is temperatures really starting to warm up behind this system, which is a little bit of an unusual pattern, but this system comes our way from the south. So showers are possible on Thursday as the clouds come back, so really enjoy our Wednesday. Then periods of rain will develop on Friday. I think we've got two pushes of energy, one in the morning and then again into the afternoon, kind of like Thursday, but the periods of rain will be more widespread, and we're expecting some accumulating rain. I wouldn't count out the weekend. It's definitely not going to be a washout. Our temperatures are going to be rising into the mid-teens. I've got chances for showers in the forecast both Saturday and Sunday, with showers being more likely on Saturday. So if you have any plans for the weekend and you're thinking Saturday or Sunday, Sunday could be the more drier of the two, but don't rule out a sprinkle or two either day. Be prepared.
Good to know. Okay, thanks, Tina.
Thanks, Tina. A 7-year-old boy is taking his quest for a pet turtle to the PEI legislature. His parents say he's been asking for one for years, but turtles are banned as pets on the island to prevent non-native species from becoming established in the wild.
So Fitz Corcoran wrote a letter to the Environment Minister asking her to make an exception. Wayne Thibodeau has that story.
Dear Honorable Darlene Compton, Minister of Land and Environment.
7-year-old Fitz Corcoran has always wanted a turtle. They're not allowed on PEI, but Fitz isn't taking no for an answer. He's taking his concerns right to the top with a letter to the Minister of Land and Environment.
Because they're small and slow and cute, and they're the perfect pet.
And what makes them the perfect pet?
They have a big shell.
The province says the ban on turtles is to stop them from being established in the wild. That's happened in other provinces. When someone releases a turtle or they escape their enclosure, turtles can also carry parasites and diseases that can impact frogs, toads, and salamanders. Fitz asked his dad what he could do, and Dad suggested writing the environment minister. So he did.
My name is Fitz Corcoran, and I am 7 years old. I want a pet turtle on PEI.
It was worth the indulgence.
And that letter made its way to the floor of the PEI legislature.
I started to get a flurry of messages showing me the YouTube clip. Everyone said it's at the 18-minute mark. So we were very excited to see that Minister Compton had recognized his letter in the legislature, and certainly brought a smile to a lot of faces, and we were able to share with our friends and families. That was a nice moment.
It's what really legislation and democracy is all about. He took the time to write a letter to a minister to ask about a law or a rule and whether it could be changed. So I really appreciate that, and I will respond to him. And I'm hoping someday maybe he'll be in the legislature and he can be asked those same questions.
Compton says the regulations won't be changing, but Fitz says he's not prepared to give up the fight, just yet anyway.
I will make sure the turtle is safe and healthy. As a leader, will you allow me to have a turtle? Please write me back.
Wayne Thibodeau, CBC News, Charlottetown.
Coming up, a First Nation community is creating its own cannabis law amid a province-wide crackdown on cannabis sales. Member 2 First Nation is creating its own cannabis law. This move comes amid a crackdown in Nova Scotia on unlicensed retail outlets and friction on both the federal and provincial levels over who controls the sale of marijuana. We're joined now by retired Senator Dan Christmas. So you presented the Senate with a clause you think should be added to the Cannabis Act. Could you tell us a bit about that?
Oh, certainly. This actually goes back to when the act was first proposed in 2018. I was just appointed to the Senate, and when the bill was first brought to my attention, it was very clear that the bill only spoke about federal jurisdiction and provincial and territorial jurisdictions, and they had totally ignored any kind of jurisdiction that the First Nations may have when it came to cannabis. So we started a hearing, a nationwide hearing, and I was astounded how many First Nations were saying that they were not consulted about the Cannabis Act, which I found incredible. And so we began discussions with the government, and the government at the time began to note that this was obviously a huge omission on the government's part. And in the subsequent reports after that, they repeated that they recognized Indigenous jurisdiction, they recognized our Aboriginal and Treaty rights to govern ourselves, and they recognized that, yes, cannabis should have been part of the First Nation jurisdiction, should be part of the Cannabis Act. So there's been numerous reports ever since. A few years ago, the Parliament had established an expert panel to comment on the Cannabis Act, and they quite clearly said that the Cannabis Act ignored First Nation jurisdiction, and that was a serious omission, and that should be rectified. And my amendment was simply to fix that, to put a provision in the existing Cannabis Act to recognize First Nation jurisdiction over its health and safety, well-being of its communities on First Nation lands, and in particular for the regulation of cannabis.
Well, what has been the reaction so far from people in Member 2 and your former colleagues in the Senate?
My former colleagues, I think they're kind of embarrassed that this has been let to slide. And it's now I think, in the government's court to act on what they've been saying for the past 8 years. And obviously nothing has happened. On the First Nation side, of course, it's extremely frustrating because the way the Act states now, it's up to the province to regulate and to distribute and to sell cannabis. Totally, of course, ignoring First Nation right to govern itself. The First Nations themselves, because of the recent crackdown here in Nova Scotia, are frustrated. And they've been saying this for a number of years, at least 10 years. And the only response that we've been receiving from the province is more raids and more crackdowns. And so some First Nations now are to the point where saying, well, we're going to enact our own legislation. And a couple of First Nations already in Nova Scotia have done that. Siboney, Wegormag, and here in Member 2, we're beginning we're continuing the ongoing community engagement about our law.
Now, the argument is when people buy cannabis from the NSLC, they know exactly what's in it. Will First Nations be willing and able to verify whether their products meet those same safety standards?
Oh, of course. I mean, they're in business to serve the general public, and these aspersions and allegations by the province that the product being sold by First Nations is not safe is just ludicrous. And so I spoke to many cannabis store owners, and they're very conscious of their image, and so they want to abide by the law. So our solution, of course, is that under our own laws, we will ensure that all product is inspected and all product is tested. And so now we're trying to get the process in place to get our own law in place and to make sure those processes are in place as well.
Now, we've talked to some people on First Nations who don't want the dispensaries in their communities at all. What do you say to them?
Well, there's a range of opinion All right. Like any community, there's a range of opinions. Some don't want any alcohol. They don't want any drugs or any cannabis. And you have to respect that opinion. There's a reason why, right? But other communities who believe that they have the right to sell cannabis as any other Canadian business that gets a license, that we should be allowed that same privilege. And so this is why we're doing a community consultation here in member 2 to try to get a strong sense of what the community desires and what it wants. And if their desire is to sell cannabis like any other Canadian business that has a license, then that should be. So we respect the will of our electorate. We respect the will of our community, and that's the process we're working on.
All right. Well, thank you for walking us through it, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it.
Coming up, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer tells his cabinet he intends to remain leader despite calls to resign.
And a new report from Quebec says boys are disadvantaged in the school system. Welcome back. 12 staff members at a Dutch hospital are in quarantine for 6 weeks as a preventative measure after a protocol breach involving a hantavirus patient.
It's the latest in a string of efforts to contain the virus following a deadly outbreak on a cruise ship earlier this month. The World Health Organization has now increased the number of confirmed hantavirus cases to 9.
So far, 11 cases have been reported, including 3 deaths. All 11 cases are among passengers or crew on the ship. 9 of the 11 have been confirmed as Andes virus, and the other 2 are probable.
The Global Health Agency said more cases could appear because of the long incubation period. Here at home, no Canadians have tested positive or shown symptoms.
Although 9 people are isolating in British Columbia, Ontario, and Alberta, the cruise ship at the center of the outbreak will undergo a deep clean in the Netherlands. The pressure is mounting on UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer to step down. Another cabinet minister in his Labour government has resigned, and more than 80 members of his party are calling on him to quit after the party was pummeled in local elections last week. Crystal Gamansing has the latest from London.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer was hoping to change the conversation, calling his cabinet to a meeting early this morning. He made a point of saying to all of those in the meeting in number 10 that he plans to do the job that he was elected to do and was encouraging his ministers to focus. However, outside of number 10, there's a lot of people who are still calling for his resignation. Labour MPs have either told him he needs to resign or at minimum set out a plan, a timetable for when he plans to step down so there can be a Labour leadership contest. Earlier, he did send out his allies to talk up that Labour needs to be unified. We heard from his chief secretary, Darren Jones, who was tasked with trying to calm some of the political waters.
There's obviously a challenging set of conversations within the Labour Party. I'm not suggesting otherwise, and it's right that we have those conversations given our performance at the ballot box last Thursday. But there's a difference between the Labour Party and government, and in government we're getting on with the work that people have elected us to do.
As for the Prime Minister's future, he is saying that he plans not to go anywhere. As for voters, he is incredibly unpopular, but it doesn't seem like they have an idea of who else could leave the country.
I think people should give time to Sir Keir Starmer, because I think the Prime Minister just took power like less than 2 years now.
I'm afraid that may be the only alternative.
I think he's just being blamed for everything. Because easy, isn't it? He's an easy target.
All of this, of course, is happening as the government gets ready to unveil its legislative priorities. Tomorrow, we will have the King's speech, and at least for a little while, the focus will be on the government and not just the Prime Minister. Crystal Gamansing, CBC News, London.
It's a trend that experts are calling concerning. A new report finds boys are still frequently falling behind girls in school, and the problem seems to begin as early as kindergarten. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson has one family's story of what's being called the boy crisis in the education system.
How does my kid stand a chance in this when clearly no one cares? Makes me so sad for them.
Jessica Sabatini says she's very concerned about her son's future in school.
My concern is that he's not going to feel like he fits or belongs or can be successful in that space. And if he doesn't feel like he can be successful, then I worry he will give up and he'll decide it's not worth putting in effort to learn what's being offered to him.
It'll work sometimes.
She has worked as a teacher in 3 different provinces and has seen how boys struggle more than girls. But for some reason, the problem seems to be kept quiet.
We're seeing the boys not doing well in school, but I think boys not doing well in school is kind of silent. People don't pay attention to that. Let's go meet some of our favorite baby animals.
And then it all hit home once her son Enzo started grade 1.
I noticed he found school hard, and he would come home like kind of completely worn out. And I started thinking to myself, like, why is he so tired?
A new report from Quebec supports her fears.
Jesus.
The report, culled from the data submitted to the Quebec government, is called Those We Leave Behind. It zeroes in on how Quebec's regular public schools amp up the academic and disciplinary disparities between boys and girls. The annual dropout rate for boys is 27.1%. For girls, it's 19.9%. Boys are also less likely to get into prestigious academic programs in high school. On the standardized French proficiency test in secondary school, boys are well below the median for all students, with just over 60% meeting the bar, as opposed to just over 70% of girls.
She moves hand over hand through the trees.
Jessica Sabatini believes this is a systematic pattern.
Is it different for boys in the school system than for girls?
100%. I think it is. I think the school system wants students to fit into this box. And when students don't fit into the box, they get labeled as difficult or problematic or falling behind.
This isn't just a Quebec problem. Experts say it's happening across Canada and around the world.
That report from the CBC's Deanna Sumanak-Johnson.
The war in Iran is affecting more than just gas prices. A new report says a major share of the world's fertilizer supply is cut off, and that could push up global food prices into 2027. Ina Sidhu reports Canada is considered better positioned than most countries, but farmers are still feeling the impact as spring seeding gets underway.
At the Newman family farm just south of Calgary, spring seeding is in full swing. Fourth-generation farmer Leroy Newman is spending long hours planting barley, wheat, peas, and canola on more than 1,600 hectares of land his family has owned for more than a century.
Last year was the best year we've ever had, ever.
But this year, higher fuel and fertilizer prices are forcing tough decisions. Conflict in the Middle East continues to disrupt global energy and fertilizer markets.
We're probably not buying as much machinery this year because of that. We're just not sure. And we usually try to replace our equipment, and every year we're upgrading to newer equipment. But I think this year we're just kind of holding tight.
Farm Credit Canada, an agricultural lender, says the concern isn't just about this growing season. Most producers buy fertilizer months in advance.
And this is going to affect not just fertilizer prices right now, but also I think the conversation's heading towards, is this becoming a 2027 problem as well?
According to a new TD Economics report, the war is disrupting supply, sending global fertilizer prices sharply higher, raising concerns about crop yields and grocery costs into next year. Here in Canada, higher fertilizer costs could impact planting decisions. Southern Alberta seed grower Greg Stamp says he's already having to speculate.
We're really guessing a year out ahead of the market on what we need to grow to sell to our customers. And so we're doing a lot of guessing.
Agriculture economists say farmers can't simply raise prices now to offset increased expenses because crops are sold on a global market. But in the short term, consumers could notice higher prices as transportation costs ripple through the food supply chain.
Any contracts that have been put in place since the 1st of March, those products will start showing up in June. So we will see the higher fuel prices reflected in grocery prices within a couple of weeks.
He says for now, farmers will try to hold off on any major purchases as long as they can. Ina Sidhu, CBC News, Calgary.
The deadline is here for Canadians to complete and submit the 2026 census or face a potential fine. But as David Thurton reports, some people are raising concerns about this year's questionnaire and privacy.
5 years ago, many Canadians were working from home because of the pandemic and filling out our census. Now it's that time again.
Did you fill out the census?
I did not.
I got the short form.
Tuesday is Census Day, when Statistics Canada wants the questionnaire completed.
Obviously, a very important operation, one that's key to our democracy, in fact.
About 75% of households received the short form census, with 25% asked to fill out a longer version. And for the first time, questions on sexual orientation, general health, and whether anyone in the household has experienced homelessness. Some have taken to social media complaining about how long it took. Others...
Is it just me, or is anyone else upset that they got the short version of the census this year?
But some who did get the long form...
I think it took us about a half hour to 45 minutes.
...say they understand. hospitals, libraries, and school boards in their community depend on it.
If I'm a geek, you can call me a geek on it. We were happy to do it.
For others, handing over all that detail makes them nervous.
It's definitely invasive. Like, these are not questions I would feel, comfortable responding to.
Statistics Canada says data submitted online gets encrypted.
There have been some very small, minor losses of paper questionnaires in the past, never electronic questionnaires. So we always encourage people to respond online. That is the safest and most secure way for Canadians to provide us with their census information.
Filling out the census is mandatory by law, and while Stats Canada says Tuesday isn't a firm deadline, it will start sending out warnings to those who haven't completed it that they could face a fine of up to $500. David Thornton, CBC News, Ottawa.
Canadian comedy star Martin Short is opening up about the death of his daughter. She died by suicide in February. As Griffin Yeager tells us, Short's candid comments could help reduce stigma about mental health.
Martin Short spent decades making people laugh. Now he's getting candid about life behind the scenes, speaking publicly about the death of his daughter Catherine for the first time.
It's been a nightmare for the family.
You also lost your...
In an interview with CBS Sunday, Short opens up about the grief that's shaped him on and off screen.
What it developed in me was this muscle of survival.
He lost both of his parents and his older brother before he turned 20. His wife Nancy died of ovarian cancer in 2010. And in February, his daughter Catherine died by suicide.
Mental health and cancer, like my wife, are both diseases. And sometimes with diseases, they are terminal. And my daughter fought for a long time.
Mental health is health.
This psychiatrist says there's power in Short speaking so openly.
It really seems to me that he is trying to reduce some of the stigma to show that it is, a health condition and deserves to be talked about with as much openness as any kind of physical situation or condition.
The interview comes as he promotes a new doc about his life. Marty, Life is Short, is dedicated to his late daughter, a project that took some convincing.
You had to sell him on it.
I did. I had to sell him on it. I had to lie to him, tell him how much I loved him, and I would never hurt him.
Comedy legends singing his praise, including the late Catherine O'Hara.
I feel like he could improvise to eternity, couldn't he?
There's nobody funnier.
Marty operates at the speed of joy.
But Short says finding that joy meant pushing through tough times.
You head toward the light.
A personal look at a comedy icon and the strength he's built along the way. Griffin Yeager, CBC News, Toronto.
Canada's main stock index reversed course Tuesday to rise more than 150 points as gains in energy stocks offset losses in tech, while U.S. markets were mixed. A look at the numbers now as we head to break. All right. Warmer temperatures coming, but a little few sprinkles mixed in there as well. I guess,
It's
have it all.
spring in Nova Scotia, right?
Spring in Nova Scotia.
We do
really
get some
is.
sun.
And I was looking at the radar, and I'll show you here in a second, but some of the radar images coming back could be a little bit of a mix. At least that's what the radar is showing in the eastern mainland through to Cape Breton. It is a little bit cooler here, and here's what we're looking at as far as the radar is concerned. And as we put this into motion, you can see, or you could have seen, some of that perhaps of a mix. Now, we've got a system that's leaving us, and it's keeping those showers in the eastern mainland through to Cape Breton for tonight, and maybe even some redeveloping showers across Cape Breton tomorrow afternoon with that northwesterly wind blowing on shore. The winds are going to be brisk, 20 gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour, but Cape Breton is going to see even higher wind gusts. Overnight gusting to around 60 kilometers per hour and then settling out to about gusts of 50 early tomorrow morning. The winds do pack off throughout the day and they become more westerly, so that's the good news. And tomorrow afternoon, we're going to get back to sunshine. In fact, we'll see sunshine in the morning and just beautiful temperatures returning. Enjoy the sun while we have it, because there's another system heading our way on Thursday that will increase the cloud cover, bring back the chances for showers in the morning and then again in the afternoon, but more widespread rain is heading our way for Friday, especially Friday night into Saturday morning. It is going to be a cool one overnight tonight. Temperatures dropping down to around 4 degrees along areas of the coast, but look what happens tomorrow afternoon, about a 10-degree warm up from the morning low to the afternoon high with sunshine. Then the clouds return on Thursday. That's not to say we won't see some sunshine, but there is a slight chance of showers in the morning, and then again Thursday night into Friday with better chances for periods of rain and heavier rain coming our way Friday night into Saturday. It looks like perhaps the weekend's a bit of a washout, but it really isn't. There will be some sunshine mixed with chances for showers, that is, with better chances on Saturday, more so than on Sunday. But look at the temperatures. Back in the mid-teens.
That's agreeable. All right. It's called a bus to nowhere, and instead of bridging distances, the goal here is about connecting people.
Where are we going?
Up to the mountains.
The Line Zero bus is an experimental project by 2 Swiss artists. It has no fixed route or destination. Passengers interact with each other and enjoy the sights of the city along the way.
The bus doesn't collect fares. Instead, it allows the riders to meet strangers and gather experiences. Tickets will remain free during the 3-week trial. Organizers are also hoping to serve other parts of Switzerland.
Yeah, great way to see the country, I guess. Meet some people too. That's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.